court. Tip-off is imminent right now. Both of these sides are evenly matched, as you mentioned, coming off wins in their round one. It'll be interesting to see who can get to round three undefeated.
Well, that's it. It's a big weekend. Some have back-to-backs tomorrow as well. So go 2-0 and you're really sending a message early in the season.
Senators get the tap. It looks like it's going to be Senators' ball.
Yeah,
interesting start there.
Yeah, a little bit of conversation there, a little bit of thinking. But, yeah, look for the Senators to go early here. Last week we saw them just try and get their heat checks in early, and this might be right on cue.
The three launched off the mark there. Abrom comes up with the rebound. He quickly came up the court there. Abrom stolen. Fast start here for the Senators. Gets it back. Easy lay-in. Beautiful start there for Tyler Shand.
Yeah, people talk about Tyler Shand's defensive ability at Warwick, the way he's able to sort of leap up and affect a shot there. So he's more known for his shot blocking technique there. But we saw in that first play and almost attempting it there again. Just that long range and long reach combined with great anticipation. He's just a defensive menace for all times.
And Shand has been on the improve over the last couple of years, adding a skill each year in the league, and he just keeps getting better and better. Here is the Hawks bringing it in. Now with Abrom. Kicks it off. Pulls up for the three from Key. He misses. Shand looks to bring it up. Berry kicks it to Thwaites. He gets it off to Withers. Shand keeps it alive. Here is the money man. He misses his first shot. Michael Harris.
Still heating up.
It looked good though, didn't it? Out of the hand. Fast play by the Hawks. Key passes it off. Air ball from the corner. Phillips nearly had it. Looks like it may have came off his arm, and the Senators are going to bring it the other way.
Yeah, almost made chicken salad there out of chicken poop, because there was a shot that just missed the target but almost fell into the willing hands there for Perry Lakes, but weren't able to capitalise.
And you love to see the ball in Kieran Berry's hands coming straight over, as you mentioned, from the Cougars. Been given an opportunity to show what he can do here for the Senators. I'm interested to see what he'll bring tonight.
Yeah, it's an interesting off-season for the Senators, losing Davis and Elliott to the Joondalup Wolves, so that was always going to be interesting to see what happened. Mitchelton, who I thought was actually really handy as well, making his way to Perth, so
Harris made that look difficult.
But it almost forced them to make some really heavy-duty transaction. Harris and Withers already shown they're going to be great acquisitions. And then the added bonus of Cody Ellis coming out of retirement. This is a heck of a squad.
Abrom for three. That one hits the top of the backboard.
So it's interesting, both these sides here, I think they had really impressive starts to the season, but they both had to do a fair bit of renovating to their list in the off-season due to whether it was off-season moves, retirement. So
Abrom with the steal, and he makes them pay. It's 2-0 in the first quarter.
Bit of just a lack of concentration there. Bit of a nothing steal there. Great work there from Abrom to be on the ball.
Shand did well to keep the hand on that one. Withers misses the three.
It's interesting. This is a little bit how last week started for the Senators. They really started to try and test the temperature from beyond the arc. They got themselves going by just penetrating the paint a bit more and then going back to the three game. So it'll be interesting to see if they make an adjustment here.
Thwaites gets it back from Shand. He was looking for Withers, just did not communicate. And that'll be the first turnover from the Senators in this game early.
Referee Hughes as well, just showing that he's got a sense of humour there, passing it like that pass. I think it was just an accident, but it shows that the ball's a little bit slippery tonight.
Leary. Keys. And he gets it off to Phillips. Now with Abrom. He pulls up from Leary and he gets it from deep.
Really nice make there. He had a flying Thwaites throwing at him and just did not disturb him at all.
Harris instantly returns back serve with his own three-pointer.
We saw that a bit in the first game as well. Big threes being made and just, yeah, as you say, instant return of serve. kind of deflates you a little bit.
Abrom says, what you can do, I can do better.
Well, forget the return to serve. This is going back and forth like it's at Wimbledon. 3-3. That one may be a little too overzealous there from the Senators' offense.
Now the turnover. Here's Phillips. Abrom again. He's got Harris. No look pass. Key finishes. No, he doesn't. Tough rebound there. Phillips keeping it alive. Floater won't go. Shand. Big rebound.
Well done, though, Shand. But Luke Phillips almost made something out of nothing there. He had a big game last week, the 15 points and the 11 boards. Harris, speaking of big games.
He's not afraid to let it fly.
No, he's got the license, I'm telling you right now. 003 or 0010 as he's wearing now.
Coming off 42 points in round one. He is not afraid to get on the scorer's tally. Nearly stolen by Withers. Active hands. Turned around. Phillips, strong work.
It was good defense, but he's got about 3 feet on the guys who try to stop him there, so made it into a pretty easier make for him.
Thwaites, Harris, that'll be an offensive foul. No, it won't be.
No. Called on the defender there.
I think he got very lucky there, Harris. He came in quite aggressively.
Nothing like coming up from a hard foul like Keegan Phillips there and going, oh, wait, it's not mine. Start to see the cartoon, birds around his head there coming up. There's George Pearl now in the number 9, a number change in the off-season, gets his first minutes for the year.
And you love to see George Pearl back in the Senators lineup. He brings so much to this team. He does everything well. Withers in the corner, backing down Key, turns it over. Abrom cutting to the basket. Harris caught him on the way through. Abrom will be heading to the line for 2 free throws.
I just want to go back to the defensive effort there of Jalen Key. That was magnificent. You saw Withers there. There's not many people who are going to match it for strength with Todd Withers this year in the NBL1 West competition. He was trying to use that size, that strength, that muscle to offset Key, and Key just stood up and said, no, that ain't happening on my watch here, pal.
Abrom hits the first. He's got a fast start in this game. If he hits the next, he'll have 6 points to start this first quarter.
Yeah, that's it. So he's definitely come out with an intent here. Withers again, sort of chatting to the umpire.
By Abrom, and he got the steal. Phillips bullies his way over Harris, and now that's a turnover. Yeah. Sorry, timeout, I should say. Well, with a 9-point lead for the away side, the Hawks.
Yeah, really, really great start here from Perry Lakes. They've been dialed in defensively. And as we spoke about in the first game this evening, if you haven't had a chance, make sure you check out that game after this one, because it was an absolute cracker. But defense is going to be what brings you to the party here. And they've been really good at offsetting the Senators' offense and really being able to create from there. Key on that last play there. And what they're doing really well is putting pressure on them. You'd mentioned active hands as well. So just making them make a decision, whether it's, not over the half court, even on the inbounds early in the quarter there, just making sure that the offense is switched on at all times. So that's great pressure from the Hawks, and they're getting a reward for it on the offensive end by being 9 points to the good already in the first quarter.
What I'm really enjoying out of the Hawks, out of this first stretch in the first quarter, is their defensive intent. Every time they are taking it right to Michael Harris, they're not letting him have any easy looks. And then on the other end, Abrom, he has started like a firecracker, taking it straight to the hoop, shooting his own.
Yeah, and he's already got 2 steals. Matt Leary already has 2 steals. We're not even halfway through the first quarter yet. So it shows they're putting pressure on the ball carrier and not allowing Warwick to move the ball with ease. They like the ball moving. They'll throw up a few 3 shots out of nowhere, but they do like to move the ball and get their teammates in space.
And I'm liking the double team trap as well. Get the ball out of Harris's hands. I like that game plan as Withers heads to the line for his first opportunities for free throws.
Yeah, again, there a little bit of bash and crash there from Todd Withers there, trying to engage the contact there. And again, when you do that, you force the defender to make that decision or just sort of be a little overzealous and cause the contact. So well worked on that occasion from Withers.
Misses the first. who'll be looking to execute on the second. And he does.
Joel Vianina, how good's that of an acquisition for Perry Lakes here? Moved over to Perth last year, didn't quite work out maybe the way that all parties thought it was going to be. So now to have him coming off the bench, he could be a real impact player and one of those people who can work for that Sixth Person of the Year award.
Abrom passes it off. Leary gets it down to Phillips. He gives a lot of contact on his way through. And that'll be called an M1. The Senators are just falling at the moment. Strong performance from the Hawks so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, really good. And again, attacking Withers there. That's Withers' first for the evening. But again, they're just not showing any fear to go in at it. And here we go. Here comes Cody Ellis. Speaking of handy players to come off the bench.
And don't you like to see him coming in?
You know, it was great to read up on, the fact that, after the game last year where they lost to Joondalup in the finals, he made the last shot, of course, but he was just didn't really feel like picking up a basketball. It wasn't a physical thing. It was more of a mental thing. And then he had that break, that complete refresh away from the preseason, came down to a sort of a preseason scrimmage, and he's like, yeah, okay, look, maybe that's just what I needed. As the travel's cold.
Called for the travel. Sorry, Eric, continue.
Yeah, so it was more so his physically was absolutely fine, just needed that mental break, came back, realised how much he missed being around it, body was good, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes in as almost like a bonus there.
Abrom for three, misfires, Thwaites rebounds. That was a big move there by Withers.
I like Withers when he's getting into the paint like that. We mentioned there the frame, the strength. Sometimes he likes to get those threes early in the game to try and just get himself going, but I think he gets himself more going in the paint.
Phillips kicks it to Vianina for three. His first shot, first make.
Yeah, he's one of those bigs you can't leave on the corner. He can make that shot, so you don't want to give him too many open looks like that because he'll make you look like a fool.
Withers, strong move to the hoop. Gets to the line for another 2 free throws. And I really liked what you mentioned about Cody Ellis. Of course, heading into the off-season, he was one of our veterans that was considering retirement. It's an actual surprise to have him back out there for the Senators this year.
He didn't just consider it, he did it. He retired. so he was more than considering, and then he got himself unretired, and it's a really big thing there. But another big thing that's important in this game is Jalen Key just subbed out there. Already the 2 fouls, still 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. So it's one of those things where Withers misses that first, but when you've got that length, you can hold the ball up and, sort of force that contact.
He goes 1 from 2. Now back to an 11-point lead for the away side, Perry Lakes Hawks. Abrom, Leary, looking for Phillips. Instead, he goes to Abrom. Abrom kicks it to the other Phillips. Rebounded by George Pearl. Now with the veteran Cody Ellis. Withers loses his handle. Phillips comes up with a steal. Vianina looks to get around the defender. Oh. What a dunk!
Oh, and he let it bobble there as well, just for a little bit of rolls. Really well done. The spin move is magnificent.
What a highlight. Harris, but he's blocked by Phillips. Called a shooting foul. Can you believe that?
I can tell you right now.
He took it straight back at him.
Keegan Phillips doesn't believe it.
My goodness. Harris wanted to slam it on his head on that occasion.
Yeah, well, there's great hops there from both Harris and Phillips. I think Phillips somehow jumped high when he was contesting the decision rather than the shot, but
it looked good. It looked good. Harris misses the first. That's not how he averaged 42 last week.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's it. He was making it count from the foul line. And there's been a lot of foul shots. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's early season jitters or whatnot, but over the first 2 weeks, people aren't taking the charity available from the stripe.
3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. You're listening to Karen Cox, proudly joined by Eric McFarland. Here's Abrom. Vianina, he's had a hot start in this first quarter. Spins on Withers, turns and misses. Did a little bit too much on that occasion, but great defense from Todd Withers.
Very interesting decision making there. I'm not sure that that's something that the coach would have said that was in the playbook there. A couple of dribbles, try and make a hard contested shot from just inside the perimeter.
Harris pulls up for three. He gets the contact, and that'll be 3 chances at the line.
Yeah, Cardinal sin stuff that. You don't want to foul the person jumping up from beyond the arc there. Yes, you want to put pressure on, but you need to have that controlled frenzy, as it were. And now Harris will get a chance to try and turn around his fortunes from the foul line in this game.
He went 1 from 2 on his last trip. He'll be looking to do better on this occasion. The league's top scorer after round 1 is not immune to the commentator's curse.
No, he's probably wants a bit more pressure on the shot from the sound of it.
Make that. And now he's looking to hit the second from the 3 shots. Can he do it? Missed 2 out of the 3. That is a gimme for the Hawks, who have got an 11-point lead. Here's O'Donoghue.
It's contagious at the moment, this free throw shooting throughout the league.
Abrom kicks it to Phillips. Now you don't expect the fancy handles from the big fella, and he comes up with a turnover on that occasion.
Yeah, it was good defense there. They pushed the ball to where they wanted it to be, being the centres, and the Hawks didn't want it to be.
Harris unable to finish. O'Donoghue comes up with a rebound. Abrom, aggressive, and 1.
Oh.
He'll be heading to the line for a chance for 4. Unbelievable start from this man.
Well,
moving from the Mandurah Magic, he's come to the Hawks, and he is ready to play.
I said about a minute ago, it's a cardinal sin there to foul someone who's shooting a 3. I think it's an even more cardinaler, if that's a word. Cardinaler sin to foul someone who's shooting for 3 and they make it. So a 4-point play here on the offing here for Declan Abrom.
Currently a 14-point lead with just over 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Abrom executes the 4-point play. He's now got 11 points on 60% from the field in the first quarter. Harris nearly turns it over. 3-point bomb, and he hits it. What a shot. You love to see that effort from Brody England coming off the bench.
Coming across from Joondalup in the off-season there.
He's moved around from a couple teams. You hope to see that he's find his forever home, hopefully, here at the Senators. Vaina kicks it off. O'Donoghue pulls up. Vaina. O'Donoghue nearly came up with a handy rebound.
He's got some hops, doesn't he?
You love to see the hustle. Nearly. Brody England, great turn, great spin, and even better finish off the glass.
I'm loving seeing this already from Brody England. Some good, confident possessions early up to the 5 points.
Phillips, he's calling the action. Vaina, deep right now. Back to Phillips. Abrom thinks about it, spins, turns, gets to the hoop, and that is a beautiful lay.
Oh, he looked like the Tasmanian devil there, just spinning around everyone, and comes up with a wonderful basket.
England misses at the cup. 42 seconds to play here in the first quarter, and it's a 12-point lead for the away side. Phillips, he kicks it off, gets it back. Vaina hammers it, but the foul is called on the Hawks.
No, it was a travel there.
Travel.
Yeah.
Great call, Eric.
No, Bensi, I think, just got a little too many steps there before moving into it there. So unfortunate for them, because they had the runway cleared for takeoff there.
Withers, 20 seconds left. Gets it to Cody Ellis. You love the ball in his hands. With the ball, George Pearl gets that floater in, and that's a beautiful 2-point shot. 6 seconds to go. There's a chance here for the Hawks. Vaina, he thinks about it. Great defense from the Senators. They knew what was happening there, and they were 2 steps ahead.
Yeah, it looked like Vainita was in a couple of different minds there. It looked like they had set up for him to take that shot from beyond the arc once more. The closing in pressure was wonderfully done there from the Senators. So it almost looked like he was either trying to then step through it or try and draw contact. Kind of wasn't quite sure how he was going to do that, and led to the ball just trickling into Withers' hands there for the Hail Mary on the buzzer.
And what an efficient start it has been for the Perry Lakes Hawks on the road here at the Senate. They take a 10-point lead, but what I'm most impressed about is the field goal percentage, currently sitting at 53%. They're doing as they please, and even 40% from 3. Abrom having a massive impact so far on this game.
They're taking good shots. They're working the ball around and they're taking good shots. That's what's happening there, and that's why they've got such good shooting percentages there. I've been really impressed by the way Taquan Abrom has started this game. Takes 13 points with him to the quarter-time break, which is just a magnificent start, but he's been doing it on both ends there. So, he's all been creating. Luke, it's a different team to what it was last. New coach as well. I mean, it's a completely different thing that we're up against here, and what they've shown early in this season is that it's working. They've found the combination that's got a bit of synergy, a bit of chemistry, and it's going to be a high talent side that's going to cause headaches for everyone they come up against this season.
And danger signs if you're the Senators on your home court, down by 10 after the first quarter. And Harris, the competition's leading scorer, just didn't quite get off to the start he was looking for. Interested to see how he responds here in the second quarter. I expect him to bounce back.
We saw the blueprint in the first game. The Perry Lakes side in the women's competition, when they were trying to rush to get back into it, they were just sort of piling on the damage and inflicting, that to themselves. But then they, took a deep breath, started to compose their offense and started chipping away, and were in the lead in the last quarter. So it's just what the Senators need to do. They don't need to take those 3-point shots off the dribble and try and shoot their way back into it within 2 minutes. Take the time, get the offense going. There's still 3 quarters to go in this one.
Vaina finds O'Donoghue. Back to Vaina. Abrom, he's been so active. England right up in his face. Abrom, O'Donoghue for 3. He misses. Strong rebound by Withers, holding down the fort. George Pearl.
Almost fought amongst themselves there, the Senators players.
Ellis, back to Pearl.
Something off ball there.
And the referees have been good all night tonight. They do not miss a heartbeat of action on the court.
Looks like it was called against Nobensi, so maybe trying to stifle the cut through the paint there. Vainita thought it was against him, so
they need some big minutes tonight from Nobensi.
Yeah.
Here is Michael Harris trying to get around Phillips. He does. And just a little bit too aggressive trying to defend Harris there. It didn't look like he was going to hit that shot, so Phillips maybe a little bit stiff to give it away, but if you're Harris, this is exactly what you want to get yourself into the game. Hit a couple of gimmies from the line, see the ball just go through the net. Well, just like that.
Yeah, that's it. A lot better than what happened in the first quarter there for him, but he's a bit like a terrier. Once he gets into that paint, you've got to do a heck of a lot of work to stop him from getting to that basket.
And he makes it 2 from 2 after going only 1 from 3 on his last trip. You could tell how disappointed he was leaving those gimmies at the line. Made sure of it this time.
Seeing Jalen Key come back onto the court here for the Hawks. Subbed out with about 4.5 minutes to go in the first on the 2 fouls. So it'd be interesting to see whether the Senators trying to attack him there and maybe put some doubts in his mind. He's got the ball at the moment, some decisions to make.
Abrom, guarded by England. Key trying to get around Withers. Looks like he left that one short. He was asking for some contact. The call did not come. Here's Harris. England. Abrom got a finger on it, but unable to come up with a steal. Pearl looking for the alley-oop. Pearl gets on the end of it with a handy fingertip, following up the work. Great work.
As you mentioned, great to see George Pearl out there. Did play the first game, but coming off the bench, he can really add something this year. And that is, speaking of adding to your side, Taquan Abrom with the 3.
How big is that? You cannot give him any room outside the three-point line. He is going to make the Senators pay tonight.
Yeah, it's a good point you make there, because the Senators conceded that space thinking, nah, he's too far, he's not going to do that, and made fools of everyone.
Pearl spills the rebound, but Withers comes up strong.
And is this against Key? Yes, it is.
He's asking the question. The referee says it'll be and one. Withers has been quietly just building in this game, adding on his numbers. He's now got 6 and a couple of handy rebounds to go along with it.
And we'll see the change that had to be made there.
Another foul for Key, meaning he's got to take another stint on the bench, which is not ideal if you're coach Damien Barr. You want to get the most out of your import players coming in.
No, exactly right. And also there was a little bit there where he just kept on talking to crew chief Eastler there as well. So, even if he was on the 3, you just, get him to cool down as well. But yeah, 3 fouls this early in the game. Big concern there for Coach Barr.
Leary kicks out to Nabensi. Back to Leary. He got around Pearl. Blocked by Ellis. But that will be a foul just before it was swatted. Yeah. And he'll be heading to the line for 2.
I think it was against Michael Harris there, getting into that WrestleMania season, gone for a bit of a clothesline as he was running past him there.
Couple of days early.
And he's got 2 nights to watch it as well, so, getting a little too overexcited there. But, definite foul there, and may have got the 3 count off it as well.
We're bringing you this break in the timeout, proudly by Mitsubishi Motors, one of our proud sponsors of the NBL1 West competition. We've got plenty of great sponsors here, Foot Locker, and if you want to catch the game of the week, you can find it on KO 3Ds. Do not miss any of the action. Just over 7.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. You sense that the home side are starting to build momentum. They're starting to creep back into this game, Eric.
Well, that's it. It's just when you are double digits behind, you just got to claw away at it. And you got to get those little wins, chip away, especially when you're in the second quarter and very early in that second quarter as well. You don't want to panic too early and start changing your entire game plan. And what we're seeing at the moment is a more considered approach to attacking the basket from the Warwick Senators side. So, and it's now caused some foul trouble and some headaches there for Coach Barr and his Hawks. So it's been a really promising and enterprising start to this quarter so far, already chipping it down to the 7-point margin.
And you've got Leary at the line, looking to add 2 points onto the lead. Misses the first.
I tell you what, it's contagious. I don't what it is in the water at the moment, but they've got to do something about this free throw shooting in the league at the moment, because it should be, in theory, the easiest shot you make, because no one's trying to stop you. In theory. Game's not played in theory, though, is it?
Michael Harris attracting a triple team. Here's Pearl in the corner, left open. Nabensi comes up with a big rebound. Abrom pulls up, skirt. That's a 3-pointer. You've got to get a hand in his face.
That is just delicious, and you're exactly right there. You can't give him that, even though you think he's out of range. He's just a magnificent player, magnificent shot. I think that's up to 19 points now.
You've got to pay him more respect. He's lighting this game up here in the first half. George Pearl, great hustle, able to get that in on the second and 1 opportunity. Great hustle play by the Pearl.
Hustle, effort, and also good basketball IQ, because as he was falling down, he was appealing for the foul at the same time. So I think he's shown a lot so far coming off the bench here tonight, George Pearl. And what he's shown is, the value of someone who attacks the paint or the baseline with no fear. He doesn't mind copying the contact, and if you don't mind copying the contact, then you're going to open yourself up to more scoring opportunities, whether it's at the free throw line or in the tough and tumble of being underneath the basket.
Oh, he's not afraid of a bit of contact, is this man at the line, George Pearl. He makes it 2 from 2. Now back to 10 point, back to an 8-point deficit. Here's Leary. Abrom. He has been on fire. Gets it to Nabensi. Leary back to Nabensi. Abrom fires out the pass to Nabensi in the corner. Unable to get it in. Big rebound by Leary. Abrom, he likes it here. He loves it. Right here. He gets it up and he gets it in.
Oh my word!
He is on fire.
Daquan Abrom.
The handles.
You play 5-on-1 on him at the moment, I think he'll still make it the way he's shooting.
You've got to double team him at this rate. He is hot as the oven. Pearl, can he answer? He can.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like the play they tried to get before. They like getting George Pearl in the corner because he's a good shot from there, so a good response there from the Warwick side.
Phillips, Nabensi for 3. That one's off the mark. Withers gets it off. Pearl.
I think he spent too long there trying to initiate the contact and get the foul. Maybe just the wrong decision there and something off the ball there. But the thing was, Pearl realised he wasn't going to sort of outleap or outpace the defender coming back there who had the momentum because he had to run backwards and catch it. So he tried to, con the referee, con the defender into committing the foul there and sort of forgot on the part where you actually have to shoot the ball.
Nabensi looking to inbound to Abrom, the danger man. He's got 22 points, 78% from the field right now. Turnover to England.
Magnificent there from Brodie England. Did not let up there. Wore him like a glove. And you could see what they were trying to do. Try and create the space with the screen, and England didn't fall for it at all.
It's what you've got to do if you're the defence. You've got to keep a hand up and close. Pearl, Withers. He does some handy footwork. Pulls up from long range, but Phillips comes up with the rebound.
The thing with that one, though, with Withers with that long on the shot clock, it looked a bit predictable. We'll get back to that.
Phillips gets the contact, unable to finish, but he'll be heading to the line for 2.
Yeah, absolutely, in the continuation there. But Withers was a bit predictable there because the defence could see there was no other option, so they knew he was going to try and take that fake dribble forward, come back and shoot, and didn't fall for it, so put the pressure in the shot the entire time. So, again, it's just one of those things that it's the plan B and C at the moment that's not happening for the Senators. That they'll be addressing their Coach Cooper almost tore a hole in the floor there with some furious stomping on the last play, so be interesting to see how the demeanour is here in the timeout.
Interesting body language coming out of the Senators camp right now, trailing by 8 points with 5 minutes to play here in the first half. It's been an exciting game, but you get the feeling that the away team are the ones that are just zoned in right at the moment. That man, Daquan Abrom, what a start he has had. He is absolutely on fire, and it's going to take an effort from the Senators to call him down at this rate.
Well, he set the tone early when he picked off that inbounds pass there, the loose and the lapse of concentration even from Kieran Berry early in that first quarter really set the tone for exactly where his head was and how switched on he was in this game. Already the 22 points. We're not even halfway through the second quarter yet. So, I mean, it's if you're a coach, it's almost too easy to say, hey, stop him. But at the moment, they're not finding the answers to stop him with. So he's really doing wonders on offense to back up the really good team defensive effort from Perry Lakes. And that's why they're 8 points to the good at the moment.
See if Phillips can execute at the free throw line. The first one was good. The Phillips brothers have come over to the Hawks and they're having an instant impact on their campaign here in 2024.
That's it. When you come to the new club, that's what you want to do. You want to show the value, show why you were recruited, show why you signed that contract, and absolutely doing it in spades at the moment here for the Perry Lakes side.
Pearl has it. Gets it off to Shand. Berry for 3. He needs it. Off the mark. Abrom pushing the pace up the court. Against England. Kicks it. Leary. Great hands by Michael Harris. Now here's Shand. Dunk opportunity. And he slams it.
Once he had the runway free, Tyler Shand was always going uptown there with that one. Better defense there from the Senators. Blocked the passing lane that could have got back to Abrom. Really well done to cause the steal and got the reward for it.
Vaina making his way to the hoop. Stolen by Shand. England racing his way up the court. And what a finish at the hoop. Great time to call a timeout if you're Coach Barr.
Yeah, sensing the momentum rising there. A couple of big plays, a couple of big defensive stops there from the Senators' side to recharge their home audience there. But now is the composure there a couple of times tonight from Brody England. I mean, he's so fleet of foot that you see a lot of those quicker players at times not have that same connection or timing with their shot, especially on the fast break transition there. A couple of times now, he's shown the poise while he's in the air to sort of hold back, compose himself, and make a really good basket. So he's up to the 7 now for the evening, and he's showing to be a very vital piece of the puzzle there coming off the bench here, trying to get the hometown Senators back into it.
Just a possession at a time at the moment for the home side. They're crawling their way back into this game. They trailed by as many as 12. They've currently got it back to a deficit of 6 points with 4 minutes and some change to play here in the second quarter. You love the vibes here at Warwick Stadium, the Senate. It's always a good night. And so far tonight, the home sides have given their fans something to cheer for. But you get the feeling that Michael Harris is just about to let his skills really show.
Well, I mean, he's had a couple of opportunities that hasn't quite come to fruition yet. But I think what Coach Barr would be looking at there is going, all right, let's just get some fluidity back into our offense there. Seems as though the Senators in the last couple of plays have worked out our passing lanes, worked out our angles there, and have got in the way. So they'll try and look for a different avenue there to the basket, whether it is to find someone else open on the outside or maybe get the ball through a few more hands to create the opportunity.
Here's Leary. Abrom.
Well, that's one way there to get Brody England off your case is to maybe initiate physically. And, it's been a little bit of a different avenue to what we've seen from Abrom in this game, as England now will take a break and he's replaced. No, he is. He won't. He is. A little bit of confusion there, revolving doors, but yes, it will be England that comes off there for Jay Thwaites.
In and out, do the hokey pokey.
There was a little bit of do-si-do about there, wasn't it?
Abrom looking to get the ball back near his half-court line.
I don't know if there's any dance clubs nearby that they could try out that move.
Leary, what a pass in low, and that was a beautiful finish by number 15, Nicholas Floyd, getting his first bucket of this game.
Yeah, nice moves there.
Nice points off the bench. That's what they need, the Hawks.
Yeah, Nick Floyd, a rising star there for the Hawks setup.
Shand, what a dime to Pearl. He's going to finish more times than not if you let him get that close.
Yeah, I just love seeing a confident George Pearl here. Again, no hesitation going in there, making count. He's up to 12 now for the evening.
Phillips launches the 3. Shand comes up with the rebound. Knees the ball away. Vaina attacks the cup. Make that 2 points.
Well judged there from Vainina as well. Sometimes can try and take on a little bit too much there. Timed that perfectly, composed himself. Took the layup and another
steal.
Errant turnover from the Senators.
Leary launches the 3. That one would have hurt. Floyd kept it alive, and he did well there to maintain possession.
Yeah, he kept it out there away from Thwaites there. Pearl coming in with all the momentum, wasn't going to be able to catch that and also keep the ball in play. As Berry now is being exchanged for the veteran Cody Ellis.
Not seeing too many minutes thus far in tonight's game, Kieran Berry. As Cody Ellis comes in. Abrom, he is deep right now, guarded by Thwaites. Bit of a mismatch if you're Abrom. Leary, guarded by Ellis. What can he do here? Shot clock expiring. He gets it up, doesn't get it in. George Pearl brings it up to Thwaites. That is a beautiful pass.
That was a little bit of state of origin about that one. The little flick underneath as if he's throwing that from the dummy half, and there's nothing dumb about that play. Very clever there from George Pearl, who I think is looking over the bench wanting a little bit of a breather too.
Sometimes you got to play simple basketball, draw and pass. Phillips does exactly that, and Vaina gets to the hoop with a hammer, and one chance here at the line.
Yeah, breakdown defensively there, and it might have been, I mentioned there, I think the change is going to happen. George Pearl, very tired. He was calling for the substitution as he was running back into that play. Maybe the fatigue got to him there. He's sort of giving his apologies as he comes off there, which left that backside of the court way too open there for someone of Vainina's presence.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing tonight out of Vaina. He's been quite aggressive tonight, bringing up his 10th point. He's done some good things away deep, past the three-point line. He's done some beautiful work closer to the rim. Pass to Thwaites in the corner. You cannot leave him that open.
No, that was always going in there. You just tell as soon as it was going to him in the corner, that was nothing but nylon.
Abrom. Vaina. Calling the shots, getting to the basket. Floyd. It's going to be an offensive foul called on Joel Vaina.
Oh, it would be interesting to see that one again. I didn't quite see the footwork or lack there of footwork as called by the official there for Cody Ellis. Vaina thought he did play a very smart move there. It was a good pass. Just obviously collected Cody on the way through.
Now, a minute 40 to play in this second quarter. It's been quite an exciting first half. Action-packed first half for the fans here at the Senate. Here's Ellis. Thwaites, back to Ellis. Michael Harris getting to the basket. Late dish. Shand kicks it back to Thwaites. He pulls up. Just short. Abrom. Phillips. Kicks it to Vaina. Pump fake. Great timing to draw the contact. And he'll be heading back to the line, somewhere where he's been quite comfortable so far in this game.
I'm liking this role, very early days for Perry Lakes, for Joel Vaina, coming off the bench, making an impact. You know, sometimes people see not being a starter as being a relegation, but it can be an opportunity. Can be an opportunity to come on and make a role for yourself here. And the fact that Joel Vaina has come on, he's already got the 10 points before these free throws are thrown up, and he is causing a thorn in the side of the Senators' defence.
Causing absolute mismatch problems right now for the Senators in terms of size differential.
Yeah, I mean, and they are being their worst enemies as well there as well, because you just can't leave that space. He's an athletic big man. He's got high IQ. He wants to. He misses that one, but Floyd
comes up with a big one. Kicks it to Abrom. Phillips. These are the possessions that hurt when you're trailing. Phillips getting to the basket. Definitely picked up a foul there from Thwaites. Might have put an extra bit of mayonnaise, but the referee said, mate, we're in Subway, we'll take it.
Well, it certainly was there, and yeah, it might have been accentuated a little bit, but at the end of the day, if it's there, and it got cold, and both teams now, with just over a minute to go in this quarter, are in the bonus as well.
Phillips. Important free throw coming up. And he misses.
Yeah,
that hurts.
That hometown heckling work there, that little woo.
You could see the Hawks fans on the road, they dropped their heads just slightly when that one didn't go in. See if he can get the second. He misses. Floyd has been excellent on the offensive boards. He gets a chance to go back to the line. See if he can make amends.
If you are watching along at the moment on your device, it didn't just skip back 30 seconds, even though that looked like a carbon copy there of the attack to the basket and the foul. And we might have to turn our mics down there so that Coach Cooper's verbiage doesn't come across. Not happy with that at all, allowing another chance at the line there for the Perry Lake side.
4 free throws in the matter of minutes for Phillips. And he misses all of them thus far. He's just got to steady himself right now.
I swear to you, you are not watching a replay. This is just coincidence. It's Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic?
And he nails the last one. Finally, 1 from 4. It extends the lead now to 8 points for the away side, the Perry Lakes Hawks. 57 seconds left in the second quarter. And they'd be happy heading to the halftime break with this lead.
Yeah, onto the court now, Kai Chamberlain as well for the Senators. I liked his game last week. It was very influential coming off the bench.
Harris pulls up from long range.
Too long.
Phillips comes up with the rebound. Vaina, Abrom. Now this man is dangerous. What can he do with 40 seconds left on the clock? Definitely 2-possession game right now if the Hawks want to be smart with this. Floyd pulls up at the top of the three-point line. Gets the contact on Cody Ellis.
That was lovely movement there from young Nick Floyd there. basically you could see what the Hawks were trying to do, and the Senators could too. Like Vainina was trying to get down the back door, they blocked that off. Then Abrom trying to run past there to collect it, they blocked that off. So Floyd took the initiative then to go the near side, and he's got 2 shots at the foul line to show for it.
And he nails the first one, much needed after the drought that they've experienced at the line over the last couple of trips.
That's it. You got to make hay while the sun's shining, and they have left a few points on the line so far.
Makes it 2 from 2.
They certainly
back to
haven't
10.
been person alone tonight, though.
Here is England. 20 seconds left. There's only time left for one more possession. The shot clock almost matches the game clock identically. Ellis for 3, and he nails it. That is big time. 3 seconds left. Abrom, can he get up the shot? Leary unable to get it up. Great work by Cody Ellis, the veteran, taking his time, using the clock to perfection.
Exactly right. And, sometimes people can get a little too caught up on the fact that it's like, oh, you got to run it down, so it's only a second there. But if the good shot there and a great look for someone as quality from beyond the arc as Cody Ellis was there, he took it. And tell you what, it was a much-needed basket, brings it back within single digits there. We got a heck of a ball game here going on. Only 7 points the margin. Both teams playing some pretty good basketball here. Hawks definitely with the slight edge in their game style, their game play, and how they're handling the ball. But there's definitely a lot of time on the clock yet, and a lot of opportunity for both sides to take it from here. Definitely
right, Eric. What a first half it has been here at the Senate. You are watching round 2 of NBL1 West basketball, proudly sponsored by Mitsubishi Motors, Foot Locker.
To keep the Senators at bay. Having said that, the Senators won the quarter there, got it down from the double-digit margin. It was out to as much as 15 at one stage, got it into the 7 points. So for the Senators, they want to keep chipping away here, keep looking at what's working well. Really impressed so far by the game of George Pearl, who's been wonderful off the bench for them.
Oh, the Pearl, he has been excellent in his return back to the Senators squad for round 2. But as you mentioned, the danger man through the first half was Abrom. And the most concerning part, if you're a Senators fan, as he just gets on the end of a steal, hammers it for a dunk.
Yep, that's the most concerning part. Right on cue, him stealing the ball and taking a basket.
I was going to say, is his 3-point shooting. He dropped 5 threes, absolutely lights out from downtown, adds a dunk to his tally.
Well, I mean, we saw that. We'll let this play unfold first.
Withers, Ellis in the corner. Abrom comes up with a big rebound.
There is no stat he does not want, but we saw that early in the first quarter. He got a steal early, caught the offense napping, and again has started exactly where he left off.
Abrom backing down Berry, kicks it to Phillip, and that is a chance for another 4-point play. Undisciplined performance here from the Senators, giving up 2 chances for 4 points.
Yeah, undisciplined is the correct term for that, 100% there. Maybe a bit of frustration there on allowing that shot to get up, but how is the vision there? It's almost as if, Abrom had a periscope around the corner or something like that to get it from where he had it to that open man on the outside. What a start here for the visitors.
Pinpoint accuracy as Phillips finishes his good work at the line, converting that 4-point play. What a start it's been for the Hawks.
Flirting with the half-court line there was Kieran Berry.
6-point swing all of a sudden for the Hawks out of the break, coming out fast in the third quarter. Withers turns it over. Phillips, Abrom marching down the court. He takes the contact and one.
You could not have scripted a better start to this half at Perry Lakes. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some sort of break-in play called here, but it looks like the Senators are just going to sort of leave the guys on the court to try and figure this out. But the defensive efforts there, the strangulation, it's almost anaconda-like at the moment from the Hawks. And they could go on a 9-zip run to start this off. And now that lead is back out to 16 points, Kieran.
16 points and 27 points for the tally for Abrom. Clearly best on court right now. He has been excellent. Hard to stop offensively.
He could probably take the rest of the game off and still be best on court.
Harris gets around. Great pass to Thwaites. Berry was not expecting that late dish.
Again, it's a defensive effort there because the jumping pass from that position from Harris is not a smart decision, even though it got to its intended target. And that shows why that play broke down, because it wouldn't have been drawn up, that little no-look behind the back there that Jay Threates would have been expected. So it's, again, the defence from the Hawks making wonderful things happen for them.
Abrom backing down. Phillips gets around his defender with the floater. That is beautiful.
That is wonderful touch, and maybe I went a play too early, because there comes the timeout that we were thinking Coach Cooper would have been coming with there. It's now out to an 18-point lead. It was only 7 at half-time, so an 11-0 run in less than 2 minutes has changed the complexion of this game dramatically, Kieran.
I think that is the most high-scoring swing that we've seen momentum-wise in this game so far.
Oh, without doubt.
And it came unexpectedly out of the break of half-time. You just had the feeling that the Senators were just starting to get themselves closer and closer to tying it up. And then, bang, just like that, Abrom comes out meaning business, taking it straight up to the Senators. And I think right now, if you're in the Senators camp, now the danger signs are starting to go off, because not only is the time starting to expire, it looks like the Hawks are really just starting to put their foot on the pedal.
This is well beyond danger signs. The alarms are blaring, the sirens are going. They need to stop this, and quick, because if they keep a run on like this, the Perry Lakes Hawks, this game is going to be out of reach very, very quickly. So,
and mind you, they're doing it without one of their best players for the most part tonight, Key. He has been sitting on the bench due to foul trouble for the majority of tonight, which makes the other players have to step up. And Abrom is more than happy to step up. He wrote the movie. He wrote the script.
And it just shows that they've got the cattle out there to share the load as well. You know, the Phillips have both been really good here and been industrious, and big play to start off this quarter. Here comes George Pearl.
Looks like an offensive foul potentially from Withers. Are they waving this off?
No, a foul on Leary, I believe, but they are waving the 3 off there, so that might have been that cause for, frustration there for the Senators, because it was a good make, but the foul off the ball was already called.
Harris passes to Ellis, late kick, Pearl, finish by Withers on the putback. What a dunk!
But unfortunately, it's not going to count.
Oh, it's not going to count.
It's not going to count, because the foul was called on George Pearl when he was in the act of shooting. So, unfortunately, you can't say that the other person shooting is the continuation of the same shot. So
well, there's one for the highlight reel on the end of the year for ones that don't count, but are absolutely exhilarating.
The highlighted, unhighlighted reel. I'm not sure if that's what they'll call it, but that's what we're going with there. So George Pearl now will have to put the highlight free throws through the basket instead.
It's feeling a bit stiff after that one, Withers. Pearl gets the first. Misses the second. Key comes up with a big rebound. He's got to start making his effective minutes count now. Viena, he's had a great start to this game. Key backing down Ellis. Pump fake. Great pass to Abrom. Great vision. Beautiful ball movement from the Hawks right now.
Yeah, composure there as well. The defense there was blocking his shot, so he didn't rush into anything, didn't panic, and just waited for the opportunity to present himself and palmed it off beautifully.
George Pearl nails the 3.
And at the moment, it just seems as though it's George Pearl versus the world at the moment. He is absolutely carrying the Senators in this quarter, up to 16 points now, leading the Senators scoring by a long margin. So he needs some teammates to come along for the ride with him at the moment.
How would you feel being the Magic watching Abrom perform the way he is tonight? They let him go. He's gone to another team, and he's just showing really what he's worth. As Key draws the contact, and he'll be heading for a chance for a 3-point play as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. I mean, I feel as though I was saying last week to Marcus, it just felt as though this year in the off season, the NBL1 West just played fantasy draft on 2K and just there was a lot of player movement, probably the most that I've seen for quite some time. So hard to say where players have been valued and where they're going to be missed. But as you say, if you're a former team and you're watching the performance tonight as a kind of Abrom, you're just going, geez, that looked a lot better in our colours.
As Withers takes a seat on the sidelines. Key trying to convert at the free throw line. He gets the friendly roll, even though he's on the away team. They've had quite a friendly night tonight with the Rims, the Hawks.
Interestingly enough as well, both...
Harris for three, rebounded by Thwaites. That's a beautiful putback.
Yeah, really well done, but there is some foul trouble starting to mount for the Senators as well. I mean, Withers and also Tyler Shand definitely in some foul trouble. Withers on four, so that's why he's on the bench there, especially in a key moment of this game.
Abrom pulls up from downtown, just a bit short. Vaina backing down Shand. Great work by Shand on the defensive end. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the third. Shand gets it off to Pearl. Nearly got the rebound. Phillips. Vaina. Abrom. Key. He pulls up just after the free throw line, and that was money.
That's it. Pulls up in his namesake, and everything is on his side at the moment, and everything going the Perry Lakes way. 19 points. It's blown out to at the moment.
That was really clever, Eric. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Harris backing down Phillips. Late kick out.
Nice.
Beautiful vision late.
That's a good decision from Harris. I mean, we saw a lot last week that he made a lot of those tough shots in those same position. But sometimes you got to know when the shot's not going your way to look for that other option. And I thought he did that very wisely to bring his teammate into the play rather than take the tough contested shot.
Leary attacking the basket. Turns it over. Harris. It's a 3-on-1 right now. Can he find Pearl? Yes, he can. Great finish.
That's a really, really high-quality finish there. Came up there, managed to avoid the contact there, try and put the focus on making the shot, twisted and turned like a pretzel, comes away with the 2 points.
Abrom, he's got the pink shoes on tonight. He's having a purple patch. Vaina, strong finish.
Tell you what, he's got the pink shoes on at the moment. Keeps going this way. He's going to get a $200 voucher for some brand new shoes next week, courtesy of Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Having quite the game there. He could be adding to that collection.
Oh, yeah. Pearl attacking the basket. And Vaina says, yep, I definitely clipped him on the way through.
And George Pearl giving the little point there to Crew Chief East there as well, saying, yep, good work. Thank you for that. Be interesting how they manage the bench and the rotations at the moment. Mentioned Withers on 4, Shan's on 3 there, so he's playing a little bit of a dangerous game there. So you might see some more time put into the likes of Brody England coming off the bench there. Be interesting to see how they go with the likes of Chamberlain as well, cycling through there. Berry's probably not played as many minutes as many would have thought, as George Pearl makes the first. But it's interesting when you can't go back to Withers here and you have to still manage Cody's minutes there working back into the season. So,
and it's a pretty small lineup as well when those men are in foul trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good point there. The last thing you want is your bigs in trouble. Probably the only saving grace for them is the fact that Jalen Key might not be able to be as aggressive as he wants to with his own foul issues.
Key getting around Thwaites. Great pass to Floyd. Hanging off the rim, but Abrom gets it up and in. He's now got 29.
So we're trying to figure out the time here because it has...
it's reset to the game clock.
Because they had to make a change there because they were looking to stop it when it was knocked away. So this might take a moment to reset the game clock here. I mean, if you're a Senators fan, you're probably hoping for another 10 minutes there to try and claw this back. Probably a reset. Let's go back to the halftime scores as well while you're at it. But... this might take a few moments here. So
I like this by the Hawks, though. Immediately joining up together. They got on the front foot. Now, look, the Senators are playing catch-up. They're playing copycat.
And it was the interesting thing as well. They did it within vocal range of their coach, whereas the Senators did it on their own accord there. So, a chance for an impromptu timeout unofficially, and the Hawks took it there.
Phillips. Shand Pearl nearly loses his handle. He does. Thwaites gets it back to him. Pearl on the pump fake, gets it back. 1-2, unable to convert.
Just got a little too deep there when he received the ball, so he had to sort of, throw himself backwards, which threw himself off balance as well.
Abrom gets it to Floyd. He's been exciting since coming off the bench. Key, step back, money.
Yeah, size mismatch there for Jalen Key versus Brody England there. He was able to use his strength to create the space, and that's not a matchup the Senators will want down in the post.
Shand gets it to Pearl, tries to get around Floyd. Strong defense from the Hawks. Harris didn't know where to go. He gets up to 3, misses. He's been just a little bit off tonight.
And England there steps up, gets the second chance points there. But you're right, Harris hasn't had the same shooting boots on this week. But I mean, that's the trials and tribulations of someone who's a high volume shooter. Sometimes you're making everything, you're making it from the car park. Sometimes being a high volume shooter gets exacerbated a little bit that you're not making the shots.
You live and die by the sword when you're a shooter.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
As Pearl brings up the rebound, Key just misses. He's looking really strong in the last 5 minutes, Key. Pearl. Now that's the third time he'll be heading to the line. He's got a knack of that.
Yeah, a bit of a get out of jail free card there though. Probably could have taken the opportunity there to reset, but I mean he sensed the opportunity and maybe saw something with the defenders that he liked that he could exploit, and he goes to the line there. Again, we saw this in the second quarter, just a little signal to the bench that it might be time for a change up for him as well. So I think after this we might see him come off the court.
A massive 20 points from George Bell tonight, coming off the bench in his return game for the Senators. You'd like to say that's a tick in his performance. He's playing really well.
Without doubt. And look, I hazard to think what the scoreline might be looking like without George Pearl at the moment, because he really has. Oh, great work.
Shand, Harris, great work to recover that in for 2.
Yeah, Harris first to react when it bobbled out there, so the unofficial 3-point play.
Floyd gets it to Key at the top of the key. He loves it from there. Flick of the wrist, 2 points.
Yeah, that's it. And if you're a Senators player now, you need to try and match that physicality with him. You need to get up in his grill, because at the moment, almost a little gun shy there to engage physically with him.
Harris attacking the hoop. Double clutch. Hawks rebound. Phillips, Key. Just slowing it down. He's got to get it. That's an 8-second violation. Great work by the Senators.
Yeah, really well done. And they knew what was up straight away.
Great awareness.
Good pressure defense there. And, that's the sort of pressure you need to put on the Perry Lakes players, as a timeout is now called. But that's the pressure you need to put on them, because they've had it a little bit their own way there. Been able to allow Key to get all the way back down the court, get himself set up, and have the ball come to him there. So they forced the issue there, made sure that they couldn't get over the court in time, and that's the defensive stops you love. Whilst it's nice to get that flashy steal and things like that, but to get the offense to second guess their movement, to get so stagnant that they can't even get the ball over to the other side of the court. That's one of those ones as a coach you go, yes, that's what I like to see. That's the pressure, that's the intensity. Especially
when you're trailing by 15, you've got to amplify the defensive pressure, and the Senators are taking on that challenge right now as it stands. They understand the challenge. They understand what is needed to get over the line here and get this win. 15 points is not going to come easily unless you get some stops.
Well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, there's still over a quarter to go, and we saw at the beginning of this third that the Hawks put 11-0 in less than 2 minutes. So quick scoring can happen, and
it's possible, isn't it?
And it doesn't have to be, feverish panic sort of offense. So
when you talk about that deficit, Eric,
yep,
that lead was created in less than 2 minutes.
Exactly right. 6-point margin in half time. So at the end of the day, you just got to keep on working, keep on chipping away, set yourself little goals, and before you know it, you can get yourself back in the game. But if you sort of try and rush things and bite off everything just because of that flurry, that's when you're going to dig yourself deeper into the hole.
Well, it's interesting, the approach from Michael Harris tonight. obviously coming off 42 points in round one. He's been a little bit quieter as Ellis gets that 2 in. He's looked more to be a facilitator in the last couple of quarters, Harris, which is interesting. I'd love to see him get back aggressive and try and put the pressure back on the defense.
Yeah, it's all about confidence, really, when the shot's not going for you.
Key turns it over. Harris turns it over again. That was a rough foul.
I wonder who that's going to be called on there. It looks like it's going to be no Bensi.
And it looks like it would be the 5th foul as well for the Hawks. So Harris will be heading to the line.
Yep, absolutely. We'll get to walk the court there. See if
Not the man you want to send to the line for freebies.
Well, you say that, but the first half probably is still a different story. But you're right. Absolutely right. You don't want to send the good shooters to the free throw line.
That's where he builds his confidence.
Yep.
Start to see a couple of hit the bottom of the net.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Could be the flick of the switch.
I like you, Kieran. You're a glass half full man.
Back to 12 points. Doable.
Yeah.
11. A minute 15 to play here in the third quarter. Here is Abrom. He's been outstanding. Hard to stop. Phillips. Nobasini. Key. Abrom. Pump fake. Gets around. He thought the foul was coming, but it wasn't.
Yeah, a little too stagnant there from the Hawks. You could see it was just really nothing dribbles. There wasn't much happening, no movement there for the players to get to. So it was catch, dribble, and that's why Abram tried to create something, proving he's fallible today. So you can't hold that too much against him.
Ellis kicks to Thwaites. Spills his dribble. England for 3. That looked good. Shand keeps it in. Great hustle. Lands on the Hawks bench. Ellis for 3. Unable to get it in. Thwaites, great hustle again. This is exactly what the Senators need to get themselves back in it.
Well, that's it. That's a great show of desperation there.
20 seconds left. That's a chance for and one for Phillips.
Yeah, and very fortunate for Brody England. He tried to reach in as he went past and almost gave away that nothing foul. But at the end of the day, you drive hard at the basket. You give yourself a fair old chance to get some contact as well.
And this one absolutely hurts when you're the Senators, just trying to get yourself back into the game. Now Keegan Phillips is trying to add an extra one. Unable to make him pay. 20 seconds to go now. Ellis has it, getting across the half-court line. You want the ball in his hands or Michael Harris's hands. 10 seconds to go.
I can see it getting back to
Cody. He's wanting the screen, doesn't get it. Double teamed. Ellis. England in the corner, and he gets it.
Big make there from Brody England. Patience from the Senators. Weathered the storm of the defense there, and that's what you want when you're trailing, trying to gather all that ground back to get a big basket on the buzzer there going into the last break. Here we go, 10 points, game on.
They trailed by as many as 17. Now it's back to just 10 with 1 quarter to go. Exciting times here for the Senators. Can the fans bring their team back into this game? Can they will their team back into it, Eric?
Well, this is going to be the important 2 minutes there. If they rock up to this quarter not switched on and let what happened in that third quarter happen, where they had a few offensive lapses and allowed the score to get run up quickly, then a lot of that belief they've just created will evaporate. But a lot of promising signs there towards the end of the quarter. Just wonder whether or not how much they may rue the first 2 minutes of the second half there.
An important break right now as the Perry Lakes Hawks are taking in deep breaths, trying to get their heads across this challenge that lies ahead of them in the fourth quarter. They have been valiant. They have been absolutely impressive tonight, the Hawks.
It's now of the Senators to make the running, to keep on chipping away. If they let it meander along, or even worse on their part, let the game drift away with a lapse in concentration for a few minutes, what we've seen from the Perry Lake side tonight is that they're going to make them pay and they're going to put the hammer down.
Eric, I've got a question for you, brother.
Oh, without notice, here we go.
What do you call a shooter who goes 80% through a whole game through 3 quarters?
What's that, Kieran?
Lights out, brother.
No, he's very much lights out. The man who is lights out had the ball in his hand for a moment. He might get it back.
Floyd has it at the top of the wing right now. Back to Abrom. Nobisini. Keegan Phillips gets around Thwaites, loses his footing, and that's a travel. Important stop for the first possession for the Senators.
Yeah, important stop, wonderful positioning there. Didn't overcommit there, so didn't give the cheap foul there when he was dribbling away from the basket, and that pressure caused the trip over their own feet. So that's exactly what the home team would have wanted there to kick things off, is get the stop, and now they're going to make it count at the other end.
And we'd love to see the young fellas getting on the floor, making sure the sweat is off. Great job there by the towel cleaners, floor cleaners. They do a beautiful job, them young fellas. Ellis for three. England nearly got his hands on that rebound.
Yep.
Floyd.
Almost timed that leap to perfection there.
Abrom. If they can get a couple of baskets here, it could really hurt the Senators.
Good double.
Great work
double
by Harris. Looking for England, wants it back, gets it back. He'll be heading to the line for two. He wanted that alley-oop badly, Michael Harris.
Wanted that highlight play there, but we'll have to settle for two shots at the charity stripe. But again, it was a really good defensive effort there from the Centers. Read the play before it unfolded, put the pressure on, and all of a sudden it's so hard to get through the defense when your vision is obscured. So really well done. And for Harris now, he'll want to get some reward at the offensive end for his defensive efforts.
He's got 11 points through 3 quarters of hard work, Michael Harris. He had 42 in round 1. Nails that one from the line.
Brings it into single digits. It's one of those sort of mental checkpoints that you throw up there when you're chasing.
Misses the second. He hasn't been as faithful from the line as you'd expect tonight. Yep. Leaving a couple.
Yeah, that's it. And, you just can't have that at the moment. They're pointing at the shot clock again. It was awfully close to the 8 seconds.
Abrom kicks it. Nebasini. Bang. Can't leave him that open.
No. And I think they were so caught up on the fact that they thought that it was a violation that maybe it was a little slow to react and get that defensive positioning. But it was very, very close.
Harris pulls up for 3. Short. Key. Rebounds. Shand. Absolute hustle play from him.
And it was unfortunate for him that he was the only one who believed that ball was still live, because he was the one who got the ball loose. Just needed someone to come back from behind there and support that. So
all of his teammates were nowhere to be found.
No, Tyler Shand is a hustle player, and you love to see that sort of character and behaviour on the court.
Abrom charging down the court, kicks it to the corner. Nobensi.
Interesting here now, you got the combination of Vianina and Key on the court, so very interesting to see how this shakes out now with the two bigs, how they attack the basket. And here we see, speaking of bigs, Withers, who's sitting on those 4 fouls. So it's roll of the dice time here for Coach Cooper and the Senators.
It's now or never for the Senators. 8 minutes remaining. Key, pull up, misses. Withers, that's exactly why he brought him off. Get him back out there. Harris, he's so dangerous. He kicks it to Ellis. He doesn't miss those very often. England, his second timed opportunity, misses, but he's looking lively.
He's got a spring in his boots there. They might have to get inspected after the game, just like that instant leap that he has.
Phillips passes it to Key. Great pass to Vaina. That's a travel. He would not like that.
No, because he really had all the running there. He could have been very physical there. The only person coming across late was Todd Withers. So if he had managed to keep his footing there and attack the basket hard, there was a very high probability that Withers was going to be called the foul there, because he was in a bad position. So a missed opportunity not only for that basket, but for the context of the game there from the Hawks and Joel Vianina.
Ellis inbounds. Harris looking to get to the hoop. That's way too easy.
Yeah, that's up the difficulty level on the video game, because I've been able to sprint down the whole court and get a layup there. So good initiative there shown from Michael Harris, and the timeout called by the Hawks there. looking to maybe stifle that momentum before it becomes something a little bit more concerning.
It keeps getting around this 10-point mark, and the Perry Lakes Hawks keep responding. They keep extending the lead. But this home side, they will never give up, that's for sure. You're watching round 2 of the NBL1 West action, proudly sponsored by Foot Locker, Mitsubishi Motors. And if you are looking for the game of the week, you know where you can find it. KO Freebies. Don't miss a second of the action of this 2024 season, because this is going to be better than ever.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We're seeing some great NBL1 competitions across the land starting to kick off their seasons on the East Coast as well. So a lot of quality basketball. And, you know, the great thing about following along with the NBL1 is, yeah, we've got some high quality, top-notch Australian basketball happening when you don't even realise it was happening. And also being able to check out all the conferences as well, because everyone works hard to win their conference, win the big championship. But, of course, they have the national finals at the end of each year as well. So great opportunity to get a lot of hoops in. It is the season of basketball in March and April.
Here is Key. He has been excellent since making the most of his minutes after the early foul trouble. Abrom, dynamite man, Phillips, Key.
Here we go.
Shot clock going down. Almost rebounded by Vienna. Harris charging up the court. He passes it. That will be an offensive charge.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Great work by the Hawks, putting their body on the line there, Phillips.
Timed that to perfection, the
and
positioning.
he's got a hobble as well. You don't like to see that.
He said he's okay. He doesn't need to come off, but he just needs to walk it off. But, you know, he deserves to have all the accolades thrown his way there, because he positioned himself perfectly, didn't get overzealous, didn't bite off too much, try and get greedy and try and force the play there. And it was a great defensive effort there that forced the contact. Really well done from the Hawks there.
Back to reality this week for Michael Harris, giving up that one, charging over Phillips. Here's Vienna. Another turnover. Despite the lead, the Hawks have actually turned it over 15 times tonight, which is unbelievable. For a team who's not looking after the ball, you wouldn't expect such a dominant lead on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and so little too forceful off the ball there, and it's just a waste there. You just got to be a little bit smarter than that than to give the ball over back to the opponent so freely, especially
England,
as they're charging.
At the top of the wing, Withers, great finish. He's now got 8 points, shooting 36% from the field. He's had a rough night, but he needs his best points to come now. Leary, Phillips, Vienna. He pulls up, gets it back to Key, double teamed. He's looking for Vienna. He gets it off for a pass back to Abrom. Ball movement.
Oh!
What a finish.
Oh! On the very last tick of the clock there.
That's now 34 points for Abrom. He has not missed very often tonight. 80% from the field. Electric. Pearl spins. Unable to finish. Great hustle. Withers keeps it in. Here is Harris. Launches the long three. Short.
Just not a clever shot there. To be brutally honest, they had time on the clock there, and that was just trying to shoot himself out of a bad shooting day. And everyone has it, so you're not hanging the person out to dry there. But that just was an ill-advised shot in the context of the game, because it's a tough shot to make when you're not shooting them well tonight, and now gives the Hawks a chance to extend.
Phillips with an open three, and he makes them pay.
That's it. And
beautiful pick and roll there from the big fella.
And it's shot selection there. They didn't rush it. They have the benefit of having the big lead, obviously, but be patient. Wait for the shot to come to you there. Don't try and bite off too much more than you can chew.
You sense a real momentum stopper right now for the Hawks.
Well, there's a real basket stopper in Joel Vianina there, right on the bucket here.
Abrom attacking the hoop. He got clipped. Finds Leary for three. That one would have hurt. Ellis comes with the rebound. Finds England. Attacks the hoop. Finish. Great finish.
Really well done by England. Another one of those occasions where he's attacking the basket but managing to compose himself, not rush the last part of the transaction. He's had a really good game. That's now 15 points for England coming off the bench.
And mostly downhill as well,
yeah,
scoring.
Absolutely, yeah.
providing a lot of nice options. Phillips, he has had a great 3 minutes here, Phillips.
Cody Ellis just gives that the shrug. He's like, there's not much more I could have done on that one, and he's not wrong. That was a high-quality make on that occasion.
Now 15 points for Luke Phillips. Hard to stop the big man when he's in this sort of form. Withers, great bounce pass. And
wonderful
Michael Harris pays him off with the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful understanding. Well weighted. The timing was perfect.
Vaina in trouble with the double team. Great work by the Senators.
Well, that's not where you want Joel Vaina to have the ball. That's in no way is that where you want him to be collecting the ball, let alone, with the double. So really good positioning defensively, and maybe a poor choice to pass to him there where you didn't have the space to get out of that trouble as well.
They've got a comfortable lead right now. It's been this way for a hot minute. The Hawks leading by 12. Just under 4 minutes to play. Harris releases the three. That one was way off the mark. Phillips says, let's just slow it down.
Yeah, Withers there tried to get Tyler Shand involved. There maybe was an opportunity for him to take the step and sort of attack the basket. So maybe a little too unselfish on that occasion, if you can be such a thing.
Leary stops, props. Key, great spin, loses his dribble, but he got it back.
That was really wonderfully done from Key, because he saw Todd Withers in his peripheral, knowing that he could go that way, and Withers has to be a little bit more tentative about how he attacks the D.
Withers gets the contact, attacks the hoop. That's what we needed from him all night long, and he shows what he can do.
That one was called on Jalen Key, so I think that's going to be his
foul
fourth.
Troubles.
So we're just waiting for the confirmation there from the old paddles of truth down at the scorer's table.
But you'd like to think that he's done his work tonight. He's done some great things from the mid-range. Really dangerous from that part of the court.
Yeah, no. And Key had a very important third quarter there, keeping himself out of foul trouble in that quarter, and also an important positional piece there on offense and defense there. So really redeemed the first half.
Floyd turns it over. Harris has had a couple of steals now in this last quarter. It needs to make him pay on the scoreboard. Gets it to Shand, stolen by Abrom again.
Yeah, too obvious that one. Left too much air in the ball as well. Abrom picked it off beautifully.
Hasn't he been exciting to watch here? Abrom off the foot. That should be a foot violation, you'd think.
Yeah.
Wasn't called.
Foot violation, probably foot locker. We obviously aren't following the other scores as we're calling this game, but this is a heck of a game here for Abrom.
And you wouldn't expect anything less out of these two teams coming off strong victories in round one. But you know what they say, only one could head to round three undefeated.
Well, yeah, there was always going to be a loser here. But it's been impressive how Perry Lakes have taken it.
What a difference Abrom has made to this side. Absolute injection of energy as Keegan Phillips turns it over. Withers making his way up the court. The left-handed finish looks good. He'll get rewarded with a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, hit the ground hard there as well, so just taking a little bit of time to get back up here. But here we go. See Coach Cooper, they're calling his team over there to have a chat here as they set up for the free throws.
We spoke about the differential caused by the Hawks and how they went on an absolute inferno for that 3 minute stretch, going from 6 to 17 points. There's just under 2.5 minutes left in this game. How much of a chance do you consider the Senators on going on a run similar to that?
Well, it's hard to say because, both teams do like to score quickly. So you never rule any team out here, but they really need to get it moving here. This will now take it under single digits if successful. The most important thing for them is then getting a stop as soon as they possibly can.
Makes it 2 from 2, cutting into that deficit. It's now back to 9 points. Couple of possessions left in this game for sure. Nearly stolen by Harris, and they get the reward in the end. It's going to be well done by Shand.
Protected the
Get it
ball
over. It's 8 seconds approaching. England attacking the basket. Oh, great finish.
How was the carry? How was the handles? just scooped it around as if he was holding up a torch or something like that. Wonderfully well done.
Back to 7 points.
That's it. That's what you need. You need the spark there. And it was, again, set up by the defensive efforts. About 4 different hands went through the cookie jar. Eventually, they got that nice choc chip Spalding out of it there.
And what a night it has been for this man, Brodie England, coming over to this side. He is making his money, and he's performing beautifully tonight.
Absolutely. You know, it's he's done very well coming off the bench here. And I think, you know, the key to when you look at the wash-up, no matter which way this ends up going for the Senators, is they'll look at the production they got off the bench and they'll look at that as a really big positive, whether they do get over the line or they do fall short. The fact that George Pell has had a wonderful game, the fact that Brodie England has had a wonderful game, and they've had to really make the most of it in terms of the time they've been on the court. So they'll take some positives out of it. They're obviously still game in the balance right now. They won't be thinking about the debrief and analysis in total. But, yeah, been really impressed by the games of England and Pearl. And they're the ones who've really kept them within, you know, that puncher's chance.
Definitely positives to take out of this game for both sides. But you can see Coach Barr on the bench of the Hawks, and he's a little bit happier at the moment. You sense his anxiety's coming if the Hawks start to lose in these next couple of possessions.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to be the team in front. Come on now, of course he's going to be happy. But coaches, are they ever really, truly, completely happy?
Ellis getting in the face of the ball carrier, Abrom.
Oh, close again to that 8 seconds, that full court pressure.
That's going to be a foul called on Shand.
They do have fouls to give at the moment, the Senators, so they won't want to do that, but at least it doesn't send their opponents to the line. Yes.
Phillips pump fakes, charges Ellis over, and that'll be called a charge, ironically.
Yeah, ironically indeed, but sloppily as well. I mean, I don't think Cody Ellis moved for about 5 minutes before he just got ran into there. So you've got to have a bit better awareness now, and that's also now 4 fouls as well. So, you know, it's just sloppy there, really.
Got to have that awareness when you're the Hawks with the lead. You don't want to be giving up free possessions to guys like Cody Ellis, using his IQ as he does more often than not. Such a veteran of this league.
One thing to be assertive, but you got to be clever about it there, and that was just running into a stationary man.
England attacking the basket. Shand tidies it up well.
It's really well done because he realised Key didn't want to be
too... Back to 5 points, Eric. Definitely doable.
Oh, there's a steal from Withers.
Withers launches a 3. You wanted that to drop, but Shand gets it in.
Big time play
back
there
to
from
3 points, a minute to play. You feel the bullets of sweat coming down the back.
Another steal.
Harris gets a steal. It's a 1-point game.
The game is alive with the sound of steals.
You can feel the crowd absolutely light up here at the Senate. They are turning up here.
That's why you keep believing, you keep on it here. 1 point the margin and the momentum all the way of the home side.
Plenty of time left. Minute left in this game.
And they found their voice. The MC, the crowd.
The first time we've heard this home crowd.
Oh, there it is again.
Oh,
there
wow.
we go. I was about to say they're walking that tightrope with the violation one more time. They've been flirting with danger all night with that due to the full court pressure from the Senators. And at a pivotal time, the Senators have won the ball with an opportunity to potentially take the lead.
And keep in mind, the Hawks are in foul trouble as well. So they do not want to give up an easy foul here. Withers, strong finish.
And you can see there as well, tentativeness there from Key, the way that Withers went past him because of that foul trouble, both as an individual, as a team.
42 seconds left now on the clock. Abrom has been the man all game. What can he do? Pulls up for the floater. Short. Rebounded by England. Comes up the court. He's rushing. He's got plenty of time. 20 seconds left. 1 point lead.
No need to rush it. Find that
Shand
shot.
attacking. And it's going to stay with the Senators. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. 18 left in the game clock. All the Hawks need is one stop and a basket. All the Senators need is a basket and they win.
Simple game when you put it like that. But I really like the closeout defense there from the Hawks there, especially Jalen Key as well. Time that to perfection. Sham will take a break. On comes George Pearl. But yeah, they timed that to perfection. Could have been an easy backdoor layup, but they've stopped it and they're forcing the Senators to change it up again.
18 seconds left. This is where you earn your money. When the game is on the line, who wants it more? Pearl inbounding to Ellis. He's got it against Phillips. Withers. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. He gets around Key. He floats it. They miss.
Oh!
Leary gets it to Abrom. They turn it over. Great effort by the Senators to come up with that steal. It's a jump ball. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Where is that possession arrow at the moment? An important distinction here.
It's going to the Senators with 2.5 seconds left. That is clutch.
And it is a cliche that defense wins championships, but in this last quarter, the defensive pressure of Warwick have got them back, not only into this game, but in the pole position with 2.5 seconds to go. The amount of pressure they put on the ball carrier, forcing those violations, getting on the half court, forcing steals, forcing turnovers, and if they are to come out of this the winners, they'll look at this last quarter and go, oh my goodness, how good is defense?
You get the feeling right now the Hawks would be incredibly disappointed with themselves. They had the lead, they had the momentum, but what they didn't have was buckets when it mattered most. The Senators on their home court, they do not lose here very often. And shock. When the game is on the line, you can hear this crowd willing their side back into it. And that was the difference, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I'd be very wary of using the past tense of saying was the difference, because we've still got some time on the clock. But, I mean, a lot of people may have been speaking about the Senators in the past tense not only 2 minutes ago. So
I was one saying, are they a chance? They're trailing by 10, 2 minutes to go, and they did all the damage in a minute.
Be interesting here. So with the inbounds pass, do you take the riskier pass to try and get it to someone who can take those 2 seconds off the clock?
Who do you go to? You've got to pass it to Harris, don't you? Or Ellis. That would be my option.
Or Cody, yeah. Or just pass it in, cop the foul straight away and try and put those 2 points on it. But be interesting to see what they do.
They're looking for Withers. Ellis turns it over.
Oh no, risky
Floyd
pass.
gets a shot
He's
up.
out of bounds. He's out of bounds. He has to be out of bounds.
What's happened here? What is the decision? Are they going to have a callback? There was 2.5 seconds on the clock there.
Great inbound defense there from the Hawks. Forced
They
the
gave
error.
themselves a chance, didn't they?
The referees.
Floyd, you just wanted him to hoist it, didn't you? After getting that steal.
Well, I mean,
Lack of awareness there with the time left on the clock. 1 second left.
I think he more so had to worry about staying in bounds, which unfortunately for Perry Lakes fans, I don't think he did. So there'll be another timeout called here, but 1 second left on the clock.
Wow, the fans are on the edge of their seat here at the Senate. 1 point, 1 second left. What a game.
You almost just need to hug the person who catches the ball straight away and just hope you don't get called for an unsportsmanlike. But because at the end of the day, if they can stop the clock, Perry Lakes, they will have half an opportunity there. And no matter what, if both shots go in, it's still going to be a one-possession game. So they have that puncher's chance themselves now. So
1 second left. I really don't know if they've got the time left on the clock to really take the foul.
Come on.
Then force the whole possession and get it up the court.
What happens at glass half full, Kieran? That was the area in the beginning of the quarter.
With 2 seconds maybe.
Maybe
but they've only got one, Eric. Only got one left.
Call me Smash Mouth because I'm a believer still. There's still time on the clock.
That is top shelf. Shrek would be happy with that one.
Yes. Here we go. Again, look, at the end of the day, you don't want to do anything crazy with this inbound pass. Just get it in someone's hand, get that time off the clock, hope that they miss you on the deliberate foul that they're going to be trying to reach.
You just have to find a teammate at this rate.
Yep.
Cody Ellis inbounding. He was the man trying to receive it last time.
Yep.
Now he's got the responsibility of getting his side over the line.
There it
England,
is.
there it is.
There it is. What a comeback win for the Senators.
Beautiful comeback for the Warwick Senators, and there you have it, a 1-point lead after trailing by as many as 10. What a clutch performance by this side on their home court.
As many as 10, I'm going to trump you here. It got out to a 19-point lead in that third quarter. And that just shows, because of the way that teams can score in the modern game, you can never rule a line through any game. You have to keep on, keep with that full quarter intensity if you're in front, because if you give them just an opening, teams do have the ability to smash down that door. And it's a wonderful show of resilience. And for the Perry Lakes side, last week, they allowed the Eastern Suns to get back in front in that last quarter. They were able to weather the storm and come out the winners there. So it will be a talking point there in terms of those fourth quarters for the Perry Lakes teams. Obviously, they give away a 19-point lead last week, but you have to play out the entire game. And that, whether that is just the intensity, whether that's the application, whether that's just the smarts of not getting yourself into foul trouble, giving yourself the best availability on the court, it will be a concern. But let's not take away from what a wonderful, hard-fought, come-from-behind, character-building victory from the Warwick side.
You like to ask, who does this affect more going into the deeper season? And it's a great confidence-building win for the home side. But if you're the Hawks, you've got to feel like you've left a win on the table there. I don't like using the word choke, but they definitely spilled the beans in that last minute. They just needed a little bit more composure.
Yeah.